Okay, this is a new video on how to add the highlights section, which is at the start of all the destination guides. In the previous video, which was entitled Highlights of London, I told you to add this large introduction to the start of the highlights post, which I'll just find now. So I look at London. And there's a slight change to that now. So what we were doing, if I find highlights, I'm just highlights of London. So previously we were adding all of that text into this highlights post, but now we're going to make a change. So this new video instructs you on the changes. So now whenever you add the highlights of London, highlights section for each destination guide, do not add this text to that post, because we're going to use this text somewhere else. Now I'm going to show you where to use that text now. So open up your destination guide PDF that you're adding to the site. Open up the development website, which is at stylewired.com/et-dev-2, and open up the WordPress admin, which is at /et-dev-2/wp-admin. Load that up. Use your logins to log in. And now, instead of going straight to the posts, the first thing you do when you're adding a destination guide, the very first thing, is go to categories, like that. Click on categories. And now find the category, the city, that corresponds to the destination guide name that you're adding. So I'm adding London, you can see there. So now I'm going to find the London category, which is in Europe. So it's on the next page. You can use this pagination to navigate. Europe, and there it is, London. Okay, now I've already done this one, but I'll just show you how I did it. So you go into London and then you go edit, like that. And then you'll find this description field here. Okay, and I'll just delete that for this demonstration. And that is where you're going to add this text here. Okay, so I copy all of that, copy, back into here, and then in the category, edit category, description, paste. Okay, and I can expand that so I can see all the text. And just make sure it's all formatted correctly. So if you see any formatting like this, make sure you've got that formatted correctly. If you want, then you might find it easier to use the textfixer.com tool that we've looked at in previous videos. And I'm just going to find those paragraph endings. So we've got a paragraph ending there of capital, capital. We've got one there of after, and that's after. And I think they're the only two paragraph endings. So 1, 2, 3. That's correct. Okay, so once you've added this description from the highlights section of the destination guide PDF, you also need to add an image. Okay, so I've already added an image, but I'll delete that so I can show you how to add one. And let's just have a look at the PDF. So you've got to choose an image from the PDF. I would just use the cover, because that's probably the best image to use, and just crop that down to the dimensions of 462 pixels in width by 346 pixels in height. And I'll send a document over with the specific dimensions for all the image sizes, so you know which ones to use. But this one is 462 pixels in width by 346 pixels in height. So if I go back into the category, click edit, and I choose a file, and there's the one that I'm using. Okay, so the dimensions are wrong in this one, but this is just for an example. It doesn't matter. It will resize, but ideally you should resize to 462 by 346. But I'm just going to use that one for this demonstration. Now it'll take a few seconds for that to upload. If we just click update like that, it will save that category, and then that will appear on the site. Now the next thing we need to do is add the highlights of London post. So if I look in the posts, I've already added this, but I find highlights of London, that's the one you added. Now remember, you're not adding the London destination guide, you're adding whichever PDF that you have. So I'm just using London as an example. If I navigate through to the post that I've added previously, there it is. And I edit that, I can find that in here. And you can see now that's come through. Text there, it's come through into there. The image has come through. And now let's just find our post. Highlights of London. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this. We have a look in the PDF. Now, when you actually add the highlights section, the first page of the post, now you're only going to add this bit of text here. If I copy that, and I'll delete this text that we added before because we don't want that anymore. So now we just have that first sentence, which as before, first sentence highlighted. Now if I update that, go back to the post and refresh. So now you see the post that corresponds with the highlights section in the PDF now only has that text. Okay, so it's just that line there and an image as before, so I've used that image. And you can add that in the same way as you've added all the other images. Again, it's 462 by 346. And then you add the next page input, and then you can go on and add the next sections just as you did before. So that's the only change. The difference is this text here doesn't go into the highlight section. It's now used as the category text, just like I've just demonstrated.